All right. Hello, children of the popcorn. Welcome to the Evil Popcorn podcast. You're hearing from me, the Baron, and
hmm
from
Mr.
Mr. Popcorn at the
Popcorn.
top. Yeah.
Yes, good evening, Baron.
We
How are you?
I am well, and yourself?
Yes, excellent, excellent. Yes, welcome, children of the popcorn. Yeah, we're
Mm.
getting local with this one, but Baron, please take it
Yeah.
away.
So yes, well, look, before we get started, what have you watched anything interesting in the last week or so, horror-wise, other than this?
That's a good question. That's a good question. And I
Well,
will just vamp for 10 seconds basically as I bring up my notepad watch list, move it to the other screen,
oh,
minimize that one. There we
okay.
go. Okay, because I've made a note of everything. Well, not everything, because I'm
Ah,
not going to watch. I'm not going to note everything I watch on YouTube because I'll be here all day.
yeah,
But I
sure.
have of TV series, short films, and feature films. I
Okay.
have made a note with director and year for each consecutive month for this year so
Oh,
far. Yeah,
oh, interesting. You
because
should publish that on our page or something.
yeah, cool. Absolutely. Because I always get annoyed when I watch the YouTube and I watch the end of the year lists. You know what I mean? It's like,
Yeah, yeah,
yes. And
yeah.
I've missed out on going on podcasts because don't have one. And I don't have that sort of memory to recollect everything I watch in a year.
Yeah,
You know, it's a
yeah.
lot.
Okay,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'll just go to recent.
Yeah.
I've watched Midsummer a lot because we recorded for the Iceberg.
Yep.
That was previous to this one. Yes. Hope you enjoyed it. Just trying to work out podcast release time. You know what I mean? Yep.
Yeah.
Um,
Timey-wimey.
I will no, I'll mention two. Cabin in the Woods. I finally
Yep.
properly sat down and watched it there, children. Baron,
Okay.
yes. I mean, it's been in the background,
Mm,
I've been intoxicated when it's been on because people play it a lot in the background,
sure.
you know.
Yeah.
It's that kind of movie. And so, barely remembered it, certainly didn't piece it together, but I knew the overall structure. Yeah. I knew
Sure.
who the big bad was. Yeah. The final
Yeah. Yeah,
boss.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. But it's great. I mean, yeah. I mean, yeah, of course,
Yeah.
I'm severely
Yeah.
late to the party, whatever. But yeah, the hype is real. If you haven't seen it, there, children, I do
It's pretty
recommend
good.
it. It is pretty
Yeah.
good. It's old now. It's about 20 years old. Yeah.
Jesus.
No, 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 no. What was the
Yeah.
year? It's at least 15.
Yeah.
Um,
It's not a new movie.
it's not a new movie.
No.
But it hasn't dated, and even the CGI that they created back then, it actually looks okay because it fits
Pretty
into
good.
what's happening in the scene as well. Yeah.
Yep. I agree.
Just watch it. And yeah, I enjoyed that a lot. And I really loved, this is my recommendation, if we're going to throw it out there now,
Okay.
is Stop Motion by Robert Morgan. Came out last
Oh, I've
year.
seen some
Yeah.
things for that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. It's good.
Yeah, definitely. I think quite a few children out there will know what it is because it's one of those, yeah. If you like the strange horror movies, if you like subscribe to the Shudder and you like Shudder originals, I'm
Mm,
not sure if it is, but it's certainly in the vein of, because Shudder's beginning to create its own vibe and aesthetic
yeah.
with its own releases and with its own curation now as well. And I think stop motion
Sure.
is very demonstrative of this. And if you like non-linear, strange stop motion,
Mm.
European gruesome puppetry, if you're an old school fan of Spunkmeyer or the Key Brothers, yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely
yeah,
check
yeah.
this out. It's a
Okay.
fantastically
Stop
gruesome,
motion.
enchanting modernized version of that, yeah,
Okay.
school
All right.
of creation. You know what I mean? Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Yourself, Baron, what have you been watching?
I've been revisiting the Hellraiser films.
Fantastic. I'm a fan.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, no, they stand up surprisingly, which is not something you can say for a lot of Clive Barker's work. Often it is very much a uh, artifact of its time.
Okay.
But yeah, no,
Okay.
they're good. And I watched the Wishmaster
The
films.
first one is legendary.
Oh,
Just not to
yeah,
go into it deeply,
just
but the
to
first one is, yeah,
yeah,
it's
just to be
so
frank.
important in horror. Yeah. Like it. The Wishmaster
Uh,
films, did you say plural?
yeah,
I haven't
yeah,
seen one.
plural.
I didn't know they were plural.
Yeah,
How are they? Stephen King, yes?
No,
No. Oh, okay.
no big name in it. No big name in it. No, not in the writing anyway, or that I remember. Uh, that it's disappointing because there's four. It's disappointing because they seem to discard the nice world building and mythology that they build in the first two immediately once they get to the third film.
Ah, don't like that.
Which is it's
Don't like that.
disappointing.
Yeah.
The first two are quite good, and they go downhill from there.
Okay.
There is a wonderful scene in the second film because I'd
What
never
are they?
watched
Can you
beyond the first film
encapsulate
before.
them in a nutshell? What it is? What's their premise? What's their
So the
gimmick?
premise is there's a genie, and
Mhm.
it's not your Robin Williams or Barbara Eden genie. It's if you make your three wishes, you will release into the world this army of genies that have been held between heaven and hell that are bent on taking over the universe, and
Yeah,
they will cause
like a
an
gin,
eternity of
a
pain.
gin.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
more
yeah.
of
I'm
a
with
jinn
you.
than a genie.
Yeah,
Yeah, for
cool.
sure. But it is Robert Kurtzman who gives us the Walking Dead. He's the director
Okay.
of at least the first one.
All right. First
And
one. Okay. Good.
yeah,
Good.
the first one's really good. The second one is okay, and then the third one is just not as good. But there's the what prompted me to watch these is
Uh-huh.
there was a YouTube short from the second one where the genie gets himself put in prison so that
Uh-huh.
he can harvest the souls of the prisoners. And one of the prisoners makes a wish that he could see, and forgive my crudeness here, children. He wishes he could see his lawyer fuck himself, and they have that play out on screen.
Lawyers can
In
go fuck themselves a lot of the time.
Yeah,
I like that.
a remarkably visceral scene, and it like
Oh,
sound effects and
really?
stuff. So
Okay.
yeah, so first two are really good.
Interesting. Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
if you're a completist, watch the other two, but they're not great.
I will one other because yeah, it's one of the best things I've seen in a while. It's like top
Yeah.
tier pantheon, screening viewing. It's not horror children, but it's dark, definitely. It's not family viewing at all. It's crime. It's called Top Boy. You might like it actually, Baron. I think you dabble with a bit
Boy,
of crime saga, crime
I
drama from time
do
to time.
indeed.
Top
Yes.
Boy is a fantastic British crime drama series that started off in Britain. It's Top Boy Summer House, Top Boy colon Summer
Ah,
House, and then Netflix got it and it became just Top Boy. Now, don't panic. Netflix did not fuck it like Black Mirror.
okay. Ah,
Yeah, complete creative control. They didn't fuck with it. It's the
okay.
same vibe, tone, storytelling. There's a wonderful overarching narrative arc, blah blah blah, for all 5 seasons of it, and then all the other
Five
narratives.
seasons. Ooh,
Yes, yeah, and so
yeah.
that at the writing, it's written by people who know how to write this shit properly, yeah, and how to act it properly. It's very gritty. It's a lot of realism to it, but it's not without heart though either. You know what I mean?
Okay.
It's not an exploitation thing or anything. This is about real people. There's Little Sims, the rapper. For those who, if you know, you know. She's
Mhm.
wonderful in it. Yeah, she's happens to be a really good actor. It turns out. Yeah,
Okay.
couldn't recommend it more if you're into that sort of thing.
Okay.
Yes,
I'll
yeah,
put it on my
Top Boy.
list.
Yeah. And shout out
Um,
OG from Broad Street Breakdown for putting the gimmick gang onto that. Yeah.
okay. Cool. What should we get into Wyrmwood, Road of the Dead?
Absolutely.
All right. So, initial thoughts before we get into the plot.
Um,
Um,
yeah, no, this is cool. This movie's yeah. Don't mind my crudeness. This movie's fucking cool.
it is, yeah.
I have been in Queensland, living in Australia from New Zealand, born here, yeah, inside children, for about 13, 14 years now. This is one of the first Australian, specifically Queensland films, productions that I'd watched, maybe the first. from arriving
Okay.
here. Yeah. And yeah, I thought, oh, this is cool. This is a great introduction. Want to meet these people, work with these people who are doing this type of shit. I was very
Yeah.
impressed. And this is, what is this, 2014 there, Baron?
Yeah.
15?
2014 it is indeed. 2014.
And this was in the Glut. Yeah, for those who don't know, who live outside of Brisbane, around this time with The Walking Dead and such things, around, what would you say, 2011 to about 2016, 17 in Brisbane, there was,
Yeah.
if you were doing local films, even professional
It was a zombie
films,
film.
there was a
Yeah.
zombie glut. Yeah, there was
Yeah.
nothing
Yeah.
but, yeah, zombies at that time. This one stood out. Yeah.
Mm.
This was, well, I won't go into the spoilers of the ideas in it, but the ideas, the lore of it, LAW,
Yeah.
as well as LORE, is fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, those are my initial thoughts about it there. Yeah.
Okay.
Like it a lot.
Uh,
Like it a
I'd
lot.
I'd have to echo that. I think it's really good. It stands out amongst zombie films because it's it's got differences. Like it's not your granddad's zombie film. They've
Yeah.
decided to take the lore and the law, as you say, to another level.
Yes. And
Um,
make it very Australian,
yep.
in many ways, but cinematically with its references. Yeah, for what
Yeah.
it's, yeah,
Yeah.
harkening back to, yeah, and
Yeah.
reinventing in a cool new way. Yeah.
Yep. 100% agree. Alrighty. So, children, if you haven't seen it and you don't want to be spoilt, stop now, go and watch it, and come back to us
It's on
because we're going to start to
Stan.
get very specific. It is, yes.
Go use Stan
Um,
to watch it. You're not going to see this at the cinema unless you're lucky. If it does come on a
yes.
program near you, go fucking see it, definitely. But Stan's the Australian one there, people outside of us.
Mhm.
Yeah, so Aussies
Yeah.
do it. Yeah, you know what I mean?
Uh, I do own both this and the sequel on DVD, so I watched it on
Cool.
DVD.
Fantastic. Nice work. Yeah.
Uh, so yes. Alrighty. So, Wyrmwood, Road of the Dead, as you say, 2014. The budget on this was about $160,000. At the time of writing of the Wikipedia page, the box office was $106,916. So critically, commercially a flop, but it hasn't stopped the Roache-Turners, obviously, because they've gone on to make more films.
And
And
we've reviewed a film previously on the pod with the
yes,
podcast time. Yeah. Then what was it
yes.
there, Baron?
Uh, Not Sting, because that's still yet to come.
No, we haven't. We
What?
haven't. My apologies. No,
Haven't we?
no, we haven't, because I'm getting it confused with the other brothers.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
sure.
yeah, yeah. I'll cut this out.
Sandwich, sandwich. Um, okay, so all right, so cast. There's no big names in this. There's no one I don't think people would necessarily recognize unless you've watched a lot of Australian horror films. Um, Jay Gallagher plays Barry. Bianca Bradley plays Brooke. Leon Burchill plays Benny, who is behind Mr. Popcorn there on the screen. And in my opinion, and I think Mr. Popcorn's opinion, the MVP of the film.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah.
We have Luke Mackenzie playing a character called the Captain. You don't see an awful lot of the Captain. The Captain mainly appears towards the end and is mostly masked throughout. He does reappear in the sequel as the Captain's twin brother.
Got twins
We
running
have,
around this part of the
yeah,
apocalypse.
uh, there's some other sort of side characters as well that die pretty quickly. The other MVP is a guy called Baron Schwert, who plays the Doctor.
Yeah.
And so we've got like the main character's wife and child, and we've got a couple of characters that Barry and Benny meet in what appears to be just a garage sitting out by itself in the middle of the woods. But yeah, there's not a lot of people in this. And a little bit of trivia for you is this film took 4 years to complete, as they
Yeah.
all had day jobs and could only
Yeah.
could only shoot on weekends.
Yeah, absolutely. It was a labor of love, definitely. And it was one of those, by the end of it, they're all family to this day type shoots there,
Yeah.
Baron. Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yep.
Yeah. And I love,
Correct.
this sort of thing. And this Film is very evocative of that. Yeah, that very cool indie spirit. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, 100%. Alrighty, so we start
Yeah, so
with the
what
main
movies did they
character,
decide before we go on? They have done Sting, which has come out, yeah?
Sting, and Necrotronic.
And Necrotronic. They did do Necrotronic.
Yes,
Yes, that's what I
yes.
was thinking of. Okay, I am correct there. Yeah. I'm getting confused with these undead brothers and these brothers and the Filippi brothers and
The
the Coen
Spirigs and the
brothers and
Philippus and the Kia
they're all
Roches and the
clones, aren't they? I see it all now.
yeah, yeah. The the Daddos and the Hemsworths. Yeah.
Yeah.
Big family sort of feel in Australia in the entertainment industry.
Mm.
Uh,
You've got to.
Alrighty,
We
so
small little people, little
correct,
numbers. Yeah,
correct.
makes sense. All right, but please, Baron,
Uh,
take it away.
no, it's all good. So Barry, who's our main character, I'd like to think that Benny's our main character, but for the purposes of this, we'll call it as Barry. So Barry and his wife and daughter are in their lovely home. It's got a really nice sort of family feel to it. I'm going to bring up my notes alongside my other ones here, just while I look down at this. There we go. So, but before we get to this point, I should mention it's nice to see some First Nations people represented. So we see Benny and his two brothers are out in the bush, and we see the start of the meteor shower, which is the inciting incident.
Yes.
And Benny blowing his brother's leg off, who has become a zombie.
Correct. Yeah.
So we've got a bit of a Canterbury Tale start to this with people telling their stories, like narrating.
I like that.
So yeah, so we cut from the bush to the Barry household. I'm going to call it the Barry household because he doesn't appear to have a surname. We've got his nice family life. He's got his daughter, who's obviously got a really good relationship with. We see
It's a farm. It's a farm. They're on a farm, aren't they? Sort of thing.
Yeah. They appear to be out in the middle of nowhere, basically.
Yeah.
So and the only titillating scene we get in the film is the shower sex at the start of the film between Barry and his wife, just to show.
Yeah. It's a shot of a back with water on it and a kiss on the neck, pretty much. That's it. Yeah.
That's the extent of it.
Yeah.
Say
an exploitation film. No,
not even
by any
remotely.
means. Not by any means. This is an action, an apocalyptic adventure.
Yeah.
That's how I'd genreify it. Yeah.
Comedy. I'd agree.
And fucking funny. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Really, really tightly written jokes.
Yeah.
So then we cut from the lovely family in their family home to Barry's sister Brooke, who appears to be some sort of photographer or a photographic model or something like that. There's some nice foreshadowing there with the candy skull makeup.
That's on Charlie. Isn't she painting on the wall, Brooke? I think. Is she spray painting?
She's spray painting bones on a pair of jeans.
Yeah, that's what she's doing.
So
yeah.
And
Charlie is also tied up bondage style, having photos taken. You remember back here, especially around this time, where the alt model, the pin-up 1950s, but done spooky goth with sugar skulls a lot stage. That's what was happening.
Suicide girls, all that sort of thing.
That's what was happening in the scene, reminiscent of that.
Yeah, for sure. So we've seen the meteor shower because that's shown with Barry, Benny and his family in the woods, in the bush. So the inciting incident is a meteor shower. So we see the connection between Brooke and Barry because she calls her brother and says, "You've got to get out. Zombies are around." There's no real, for me, explanation of why they put the gas masks on.
Not at this point of the movie.
No. So it becomes apparent later.
It does. It becomes apparent later. Absolutely.
But we don't know at this stage why they did that.
Yeah. Which was cool. I liked it. I like how they drip fed the exposition. There was no exposition dumps because that's the worst thing in the fucking world. Can't stand the exposition vomit.
Yeah, the
Uh,
worst we get is them telling the starts of their stories but at the start of the film, which is fine. Like it
um,
doesn't go too long and it doesn't
yeah.
provide too much information.
What are you thinking at this stage of the action, of the zombification, of the genre tropes of it all at this stage? When Brooks
Well,
could, because you
my
say Brooks called Barry by this stage, yeah? And we've had
yeah.
Charlie turn to begin with. And that whole thing in the garage with Brooke jumping up. Because
Yeah,
Brooks
into the
already someone
ceiling.
is like she's like Tomb Raider already, like boom,
Yeah,
straight away.
yeah, yeah.
Get no hiding
Yeah.
it, yeah?
No. My only quibble with it at this point is the turning seems to be real quick.
Yeah.
Um,
It's
but
instantaneous, basically. It's cut to
yeah,
cut, pretty
yeah,
much. Yeah. They'll
uh,
do a turn of the
but it
face to emphasize it, and
yep,
that's about it. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, 100%. I mean, it helps a character out down the track. But at this point, yeah,
Sure.
it seemed
Sure. Sure.
real
Sure.
quick.
Sure.
But that's okay.
Yeah.
They
Okay.
kept that throughout.
I didn't mind it because the pacing of the editing and yeah, Brooks' evasion from that up into the
Mhm.
rafters, it kept up. The pacing
Yeah,
was good. They worked
yeah,
with what they were seeing on screen to keep you engaged and not look at things too
yeah,
closely at the same time.
yeah.
Yeah. Would you say
And
this
I
movie's
liked
like, sorry,
I was going to say
would you
I
say
like
this?
the zombie design in this.
Yeah, so did I. Yeah, so did
Yeah.
I. Makeup was really fucking good. It was simple but very
Mm.
effective. Would you say
Yeah,
this is kind of Mad Max meets Walking Dead, the good Walking
yeah,
Dead from the beginning? Yeah,
yeah. I would say so. Yeah, yeah. It's
yeah.
very much got that Mad Max feel.
Mm.
Um, and I mean, obviously, the zombie film, so it's going to feel like part of it at least is going to feel like the Walking Dead. But I think they nailed that kind of feeling.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, without meandering. There's no meandering
yeah,
in this film, which is what I
yeah,
appreciated. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Okay, cool.
And they do the same thing that The Walking Dead does. That it's obviously humans are the bigger monster.
Hmm. Hmm. Of
So
course,
yeah.
yeah, 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 yeah.
So the Barry family they make it to their car. It's obviously Barry is some sort of mechanic or tradesman of some sort because he's got his tool belt on
This is a
with
cute
a
as
nail
fuck
gun in it.
family as well, children. Yes,
Yeah. Oh
gorgeous
yeah,
wife and
yeah. They're
child. Yeah, let's just remember,
yeah,
note that for now.
yeah. They
Yeah.
they really are.
Mm.
So they fight their way to the car. They end up on their road trip. And then all of a sudden they realize that when they take their gas masks off, they turn. So it starts with the daughter, and then it goes on to the wife. Uh, there's a scene obviously on the road in the car with them and Barry with the nail gun, and he
Mhm.
kills his wife and daughter with a nail gun, which is obviously causes him some grief.
Mhm.
He goes to kill himself and can't.
Mhm. Were you moved?
Yeah, no,
Yeah, so was
I
I.
felt it like
Yeah, yeah. I
the
welled up.
it's
Yeah.
the way it was shot was just absolutely
Hmm.
perfect, and it conveyed the emotions beautifully.
Yeah, yeah, and he did a really good job
Yeah,
as well with that. Yeah, no, it was
yeah.
yeah,
So
it
yeah,
was good.
definitely
It was good.
shout out to Jay Gallagher for that.
For the
Um,
monsters to work, you need a little bit of that.
yeah,
Yeah,
correct,
yeah.
correct. Okay, so Chalker, another survivor, played by who's
Ah,
on
our
my list?
stoner. Yes, our stoner companion.
Yes,
Yeah.
Yure Kovic. Finds Barry, knocks him unconscious when Barry attempts to kill himself with Chalker's gun. Uh, Side note, as a prop builder, the rifle that they carry
Mm,
throughout the film,
mm.
that Chalker is carrying, is actually just a lump of timber with a pipe on the top and a cut in the side and a spike to make it look like a leave bolt action gun. It's not actually a real gun. They couldn't afford a prop gun.
Wow. I didn't
So if you're watching
notice.
the
I'll
film,
be straight up. Nah,
it's
I
yeah.
didn't notice.
I, so yeah, no, it's good, but it's
Well
not
done.
great.
Hmm.
Yeah. Okay, so tries to kill himself with Chalker's gun. Barry asks Chalker to take him to Brooks' studio in Bulla Bulla, which isn't a real
Hmm.
place, I don't believe.
Isn't it?
Um, I
I don't
didn't
know.
look actually.
Yeah, I
Honestly,
didn't
honestly
look.
didn't look.
I can do that now while you're, yeah,
Yeah, yeah, right. Too
talking.
good. So he is, of course, unaware at this point that a paramilitary group has taken her captive in the back of a truck. So that's one of the things that we see. We cut back to the garage that she's shooting in, with some paramilitary types. They kill the two zombies and they entice her down from the ceiling where she is, and they seem to be knocking a lot of people unconscious. So they knock her unconscious and they stick her in the back of a van, where we meet the zombie lab for the first time.
Bulla Bulla means good.
Okay, but is it a real place?
No. No, it's not.
Okay. So, oh, I stop
Yeah, no.
moving.
Okay, so we're at the zombie lab, yes, and
Yes.
Brooke's
So they've
inside.
test they've test yeah,
Yeah,
so they've
okay.
tested her and they've knocked her unconscious and they've brought her to the lab. What did
Coloring
you
was
think of the
cool.
lab?
Yeah, coloring was really, really cool. I liked how the tech was used, you know, in a very kind of what's the word? Not fanciful way, a larger than life way. Yeah.
Technicolor?
Yeah. And but a sickly Technicolor
Yeah.
to go through with all
Yeah.
the kind of dead macabre,
Yeah.
experimentation that was going on. You know what I mean? Industrial necromancy. I don't know. It was
Hmm.
cool.
Yeah.
And of course, we have what is the character's name? Well, how is he credited? The good doctor?
The good doctor, he is credited as
The doctor.
the doctor. Yeah, Baron
Yeah.
Schwert is credited as the doctor.
The hazmat doctor. Yeah,
Yeah.
he rocked. Yeah, this performance was absolutely fantastic. He gorged on the scenery. Camp is all
Yeah.
hell, but perfectly in tune to
Yeah.
what was happening in the movie. Yeah, on all levels.
Really
Yeah,
enjoys his job.
yeah. Was very happy to be there. You know.
Yeah. Okay, so we're up to that
I'm just going to
point.
do a little bit of this there, children. Baron, can you see that? The good doctor.
You've turned it on to screen sharing. Yes, correct. It's a
Okay,
really
so
good
there,
shot, actually.
yeah, there we are, children of the center frame, the good doctor, and they're here to the right, my screen right, we have Brooke. Yes, this is Bianca,
Yep.
this heroine, if you will, and a whole bunch of other actors, basically.
So
Okay,
it looks like if you can just have a
and
look at
there's
the
the
zombies there,
lab.
it looks like all of the
Yeah.
zombies are wearing the bottom half of a cheap Halloween Hannibal Lecter hockey mask.
Okay, and I actually missed.
You might not be able to zoom in.
Oh, no,
No.
it's this type of file, blah, blah,
Yeah.
blah. Okay,
It's very
cool,
evident.
cool.
It's evident in the film.
And you don't get to see a lot what's going on in the lab here, but was what he's got in his kits and stuff, and his syringes and such, and yeah, and the way he comes up really, really close to Brooke in particular. Yes, I mean he's creepy as fuck. There's no denying that.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
yeah,
Amazing performance.
amazing. Okay, well,
Alrighty. So my notes here, death by bystander. Um cheap fake prop gun. Okay, so yeah, the prop gun first appears at 27 minutes and 30 seconds in. Which if you go and have a look at that, you'll be able and have a look specifically at the gun, you'll be able to see that it's not a real gun. Okay.
this movie also works
Oh,
on your phone. I had to watch half of it on the phone to squeeze it
yeah,
in. Yeah, on
sure,
train rides.
sure.
Yeah.
Um, Actually, a little bit of an aside. When I used to train to work from
Hmm.
Rockley to the city, I once got yelled at by someone who was sitting in a seat behind me for spoiling the TV show Hannibal for them because I was watching Hannibal on my iPad on the
Uh-huh.
train and they were watching over my shoulder.
Well, it's not, well, they can move seats,
Yeah,
look
yeah,
away, look at your phone.
yeah,
I
yeah.
do
Don't
understand.
watch over my
I,
shoulder.
I appreciate the passion though, because I absolutely love that show. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's
It's really
one of the
good.
best of all time for me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Alrighty. So the doc is experimenting on the zombies and Brooke. We get that lovely little thing with the necklace that's got the little alarm on it. There's just a couple of little flashing lights, which means that there's a problem with the zombie and they've got to be drained or killed or whatever that happens in it. That doesn't appear to follow any sort of normal scientific rationale.
No, 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 no,
Um,
no, no. It's Rocky Horror
we
picture show level of
yeah
science here. Yeah.
yeah. So we see. What are my notes here? This is not a clean room. Those are not standard scientific protocols. There's no way they are up to human testing this quickly. So yeah, this is all just before the fake gun. So yeah, so no, it's a filthy truck. Like everything's filthy in this world. It's
Yeah.
all sweaty and dirty and
Yes. Dirty,
grimy.
grimy, and yeah, yeah. I liked that. I liked that. It was good attention to detail with that. It was constant. Yeah.
Yeah,
Apparently,
yeah.
there's continuity errors galore
Oh
in the
yeah,
movie
yeah,
itself. Yeah,
yeah.
the director was
Like to do
saying.
with like her tattoo moves from one shoulder to the other.
Okay.
The brand of the truck changes twice. Um, yeah,
Yeah.
it's fun. Like
It's
it's
fun.
all
It's
good.
fun. But the look,
Yeah,
but the aesthetic of it does stay constant, though, even though details,
yeah,
chop and change.
yeah,
That you don't, it doesn't ruin the experience of viewing it whatsoever. No,
yeah.
as I say, it works on a phone.
Uh, correct, correct. So we're at the point now we cut back to Chalker and Barry. The truck stops working. Where they can't work out why it's not working. It should have petrol in it. We do see a scene where Chalker can't use his lighter. The lighter won't
Is this
light.
where Chalker freaks out about the zombies when he's stoned and he's
Yeah.
monologuing to his own stone self?
Yes.
I enjoyed
Yeah,
that
yeah, which is
moment.
great.
Yeah, yeah,
Which is
yeah.
great.
Because you would.
Yeah. Uh, so they get out of the truck and they start walking.
The zombies
Which
have
is
been at a Romero shamble up to this point. Yeah.
correct.
Yes.
Correct.
Yeah. 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 Just wanted to mention that.
Where we then we are introduced to Benny, who kills Chalker, thinking he's a zombie by blowing his head off. Where
That's right. He
we
does
get
too. Yeah. That's
we
how
get
he
the
enters the
wonderful
scene.
yeah we get the wonderful uh his head's fucked line from Benny from Barry, where yeah
The
it
movie
says
starts getting really funny around this
so
point. Yeah.
Benny kills Chalker by shooting him through the head, and then he
hmm
questions Barry as to whether Chalker's going to be okay, and his head's fucked. I know I've said it like 3 times now, but it is hilarious. It's just such a
The
good line.
delivery of this guy. Yeah.
Oh
This
yeah,
guy
yeah.
here.
So we are looking
Here.
at a gentleman by the name of Leon Burchill.
Yeah.
So it's
There we
behind
go.
Mr. Popcorn there.
There we
Definitely the MVP of the film.
go.
Okay, so we now meet Benny, who we'd met at the start of the film, who has had to kill his infected brother. Benny and Barry team up. So it's Benny, Barry, and Bianca. There's a lot of B's in this.
Yeah, absolutely. I noted that. Yes. What else did I actually put some notes down there? They have mentioned zombies in this. They have referred to them directly
Yeah,
as zombies.
yeah,
Yeah,
as
just to
zombies. Yeah, yeah. It's
clarify
not
there. Yeah, in terms
walkers
of
or
zombie
groaners
shit.
or yeah.
Yeah, yeah. What do you think of zombies? If we may just sidebar for a
I,
moment. How are you with zombies in terms of, the great monsters of horror?
I'm a fan. I
Mhm.
like zombie movies because the zombie is an implacable foe. They can't be bargained with. They
Mm.
can't
Mhm.
be
Mhm. True.
converted to your side, except in certain circumstances where the thing allows them to, which will happen later in this film. But they are, and there's an ocean of them. Like you can have as many zombies as you like, and they will just keep turning up and keep turning up and keep turning up because humans do breed a lot, and there's lots of bodies out there that can become zombies. I like
Mhm.
that they're
Mhm.
infectious, that you can become a zombie. You can be
Mhm.
converted into the Walking Dead by a bite or whatever
Okay.
the particular version is in that story. In this, you get bitten or you are not. Oh, actually, it hasn't been revealed yet, but it does come up pretty quickly. If you do not have A negative blood,
Mhm. Mhm.
you
Yeah.
do not
Throw that out
you
there.
if you do
Yeah.
not have it, you turn. If you have it, you don't turn. Which I
Yes.
think might
Yes.
also lead to the fact that if you get bitten as an A negative, you become a hybrid, which is a part of the law in this film.
Absolutely. And whilst we're on law, do you remember what so who are we up to? If we haven't met everyone, yes, so we won't spoil
We
names,
haven't
but
got to we haven't
the
got to the
Wormwood
garage yet. We're just about
Worm,
there.
Wormwood Star. Do we want to throw that out there? Sorry, the
Hasn't
biblical. Should we leave
Yeah,
that
yeah.
till? Yeah, okay. All
Well,
right,
it's
all right.
it's coming up. It is coming
Yeah,
up, but you're
yeah, all
right.
right.
This is about to where we are. So Benny and Barry find the garage that's out in the middle of out in the middle of nowhere, that is being defended by three guys. I believe they
Mhm.
are Frank McGoughlin and Thompson.
Mhm.
I could be wrong, because that may not all be named here, but yeah. So
Okay.
three guys. One of them has a Ned Kelly suit.
Yeah, great. Yeah.
L Love the Ned
Why
Kelly
not?
suit. Makes a lot of
Why not?
sense.
I think my fridge is beeping because open. Give me a sec.
Yeah, yeah, you're right, man. I won't do anything. He's gone. Help me. Help me. I've been kidnapped into doing a podcast. Help me. Help me. Just don't tell him that I told you
All
this. Like I
right, all
just
right, okay.
yeah, no, I wasn't saying anything while you were gone.
Yes, you'll know you'll never leave. But carry on, carry on.
That's
With
true.
your free
It's
will.
true. Yeah, yeah. That's true. Okay, so noise push, his head's fucked.
Also, the good doctor, I must say, was also dancing to Get Down Tonight.
Oh yes. Yeah, there's some good
Mm,
music in this too.
yeah,
He's
yeah.
the mad doctor is
Oh,
he's a connoisseur of music.
he's a Renaissance man.
He really is. So just before we get to the garage, we see another scene with the doctor and Bianca. Brooke, sorry, Brooke. Bianca is the actor, Brooke is the character. Uh, where he's transferring fluids from a zombie to her, which gives her the zombie powers she has later.
Mm.
And he
That
indicates that
is
it's going to
when
do
it
like
happens. That's
five more
how it
times.
happens, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Uh, and she suddenly discovers that like if she twitches a finger, the zombie's finger will twitch as well.
Yeah. 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 There's a link. Yeah, she discovers her
Mm.
link, yeah, with the undead. Yeah, it's cool.
Okay. Frank and his assistant. Frank explains that all flammable liquids have become useless, so they do that lovely little thing where they've got petrol and methylated spirits and
hmm hmm
something else.
Oh, did you
But yeah,
mention
they can't
Neville?
light my light. Neville?
Yeah. Have they gone to the have they got the beers out yet?
No, they haven't got the beers out yet.
Okay, sorry, I'll shut up. Spoiling. My
It's
bad,
all
my bad.
good.
Carry on.
No, we're about to get this. That's all good. So yeah, as Mr. Popcorn says, the lovely gentlemen in the garage have got a captive zombie in a freezer, what appears to be a large chest freezer, where they keep their beers as well. And his name's Neville. I don't think he hasn't got a
That's a
credit
little
on the.
homage to Day of the Dead.
Yeah,
What's his name?
yeah.
Who's on the
Oh,
leash in the lab?
oh yeah, can't
You'll
remember
know
his
who I
name.
mean, children. Yes, yeah, yeah.
Shh.
But it is a little kind of,
Oh,
yeah, little reference
that's
homage
gonna
to that,
bother
I
me.
reckon.
Yeah, it's gonna bother me. His name wasn't Neville though.
Sorry. No.
It's all good. It's all good. Now maybe I'll just go back and rewatch those movies. Okay. So then they discover that zombie breath during the day, children, zombie breath during the day is flammable. So they now go into an A-team style montage where they convert they get the
hmm hmm
Hilux from outside and they convert it into a what I've been referring to as necrodiesel instead of
Nice.
biodiesel.
I like that a lot. Well done.
Necrodiesel
Yeah.
burning ute.
Yeah. Well done.
Um, okay. A negative blood test where the A negative comes up.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Oh, hang on, no, I'm wrong. Um, I've gone too far forward. So, all right. So Barry, Benny, and Frank discover the zombies stop breathing flammable gas at night. So they've gone out in the zombie-powered Hilux, and
They did discover
during that
that
their escape.
zombie blood was flammable as well, yeah?
Yeah,
They did do
yeah.
that in the garage as well, yeah.
Which becomes important later.
hmm hmm
So they decide to escape the very safe garage that they're in, although I think it's because Barry wants to go and get his sister Brooke, who's there on
Yeah,
the screen
who's
now.
there on screen in the lab. That's her look, and that's her look in her eyes pretty much for the entire time she's in the lab as well. Yeah,
Yeah,
not happy.
yeah. No,
Not
it's
happy.
not a happy camper. Okay, so zombie powered engine. So they discover that the zombies stop breathing the flammable gas at night, enabling them to run faster, which to your point before makes them different to Romero style zombies. Here's one of our lovely zombies in the back of the
Yeah,
Hilux,
the
where they've
makeup
got
is
the
really detailed. It's not over the
yeah,
top. There's not
yeah,
crazy gore. Yeah, but it's still frightening. Yeah, it's very well fucking
yeah,
done.
yeah.
Whoever did it, shout out. Yeah.
It's very good. And this is where we get the conversation with Frank about he believes the zombies resulted from the meteor shower. As told in the
Mhm.
Bible, the Star of
Mhm.
Wyrmwood had fallen, making part of the world bitter, where the good people go to heaven, the bad people go to hell, and the rest that remain will be tested.
Yes. So that is the title there, children. Hence the title. Yeah.
Wormwood, yes. Um, so they're having a very bad night because the zombies are all around their vehicle. Uh, Frank is bitten and asks Barry to shoot him, which Barry does. A lot
Mhm.
of blood splatter inside the
Mhm.
vehicle, which would have been very difficult to clean off.
This it's Frank, yeah?
Yeah,
Yeah, he was good.
yeah,
I liked his character a lot. You know, he portrayed an Ocker Queensland male with a lot of depth very convincingly.
yeah,
Yeah, I was quite
and
impressed
not
with
in
that
a
actually.
it was broad, but it wasn't a stereo. It wasn't a caricature.
No, it wasn't a caricature, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is pretty much across the board with this. Yeah.
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 Actually, they do dance right to the edge of caricature with a lot of the
Mm,
characters, and then they just sort of
mm.
dance back again,
Yeah,
which
really
is
well, I
nice.
think. Yeah, yeah, definitely. Makes you like them, not cringe at them. Yeah.
Correct. Yeah, yeah. So the car starts working again in the morning, so they're able to drive off, and this is where Barry and Benny uh, encounter the first of the paramilitary people that they encounter in the electric vehicle, the electric truck, with two big like
Hmm.
Tesla coils on the side with lightning
Yeah.
striking
Yeah,
down.
yeah, 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 yeah,
For
yeah.
me, for
What'd you
me, it was
think?
the only dodgy effect, I thought.
Yeah, it took me out of it a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Because there was a lot. There was a little bit kind of, I don't know, did you discover how to do an effect in post? Not to sound
Yeah.
derogatory in any fashion or anything like
Oh,
that. It just didn't fit in visually for
no,
me with what
no,
else was
no.
happening. Yeah. Yeah.
So there were two vehicles that had it. There was the truck that we see here, and then there was a smaller vehicle that had a single pole on the top of it.
Yeah.
Uh,
But not a huge gripe. It doesn't take any
no,
marks off my
no, no,
rating whatsoever.
no,
No,
no.
no.
Okay. So this is where the two drivers of the paramilitary vehicle
Mhm.
reveal to Barry and Benny that those with an A negative blood type are not affected by the disease, and they offer to lead Barry and Benny to Brooke, who they claim is in custody nearby.
Mhm.
And meanwhile, we cut back to where Brooke is, and she's learning to control the telepathic control she has over zombies. Um, and this is where she, with the help of the zombies that are in the back of the truck, manages to take control of. Sorry, I revealed it there. Sorry, in the lab. That's okay. We very quickly discover that the lab that Brooke is in the back of the electric vehicle that Barry and Benny are following. Because so she, with the help of the zombies, kills Doc and escapes. And she discovers that as she throws open the door of the lab, she's actually in the back of the Pantech truck, and Barry and Benny are
Yeah.
driving the car directly behind them.
It's a very, like buddy cop movies in Hollywood and such have done that shot for decades, this moment for
Oh
decades. Yeah,
yeah,
so it'll play on
yeah,
that. Yeah, yeah, you know what I mean.
yeah. I mean, surely she would have felt the truck moving around while she was in the back of it, but let's not go there.
Hey. She does have a crazy necromantic Nazi
True.
dancing around to funk music a
Yeah,
bit nearer.
she
Yeah,
does have
yeah.
other things on her plate at that point. Yeah, for sure. Alrighty. So, all right. So she leaps off the back of
Mhm.
the
Yeah, Mad Max
lab
style,
truck, Mad
definitely.
Max style, lands
Yeah,
on the bonnet of Benny and Barry's car.
Furiosa style, however you want to say it. Yeah, yeah, absolutely furious.
Um,
Yeah, she's good.
so
I think Bianca, you pull off the. It's a shame you're not acting anymore, but it's your life, of course.
yeah,
Pulled off the action stuff beautifully. Yeah, the action
it
choreography
was really
beautifully.
good.
Yeah, because you can
It's
tell.
really
I mean,
good.
like, I'm pretty sure most of it's her. They
Yeah.
weren't affording stunt people at this time. I'm pretty
No, it
sure.
wasn't.
Yeah,
There wasn't many stunt people in the credits.
no. Yeah, and it looked like I mean, like because a lot of it is shot up close. You know what I mean? It's not back to hide the stunt double.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, which is cool.
So now, so all right. So she gets on the Barry and Benny mobile, and then they get away from the truck, and the truck stalls out because the soldiers that were shooting at them accidentally kill the zombie that they've got powering their vehicle. So they've got to stop and they've got to find another zombie, which is where we discover that
Yeah, yeah,
Brooke
yeah,
can
yeah.
call them to
I'll
and
get you a
control them enough
zombie.
to get them in the back. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
so good.
Yeah, she's very cool. Very cool.
Uh, now it's at this point Benny gets shot, but he's not dead yet.
Mm. Really good
And
actor.
then, yeah,
Yeah.
amazing.
Mm. Mm.
I want to see more like sci-fi and horror with First Nations
Mm.
people in it.
And bring their, bring their stuff into it as well.
Yeah.
Their mythology, their beliefs, their
All the
tales and
Dreamtime
such.
stuff.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, man. We need to be doing that sort of thing. Yeah.
Correct.
And build on the
Um,
Mad Max stuff and all this stuff as well, because I
yeah.
think this is very
Yeah.
much, us, I mean, I love the art house trauma, but we can't do it forever.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
can't be doing
True.
it forever. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So yes, where are we up to? All right, so they pull over to take care of Benny after a bit, but then the soldiers catch up to them and everyone gets subdued. The soldiers reveal to all and sundry that their plan is to decapitate Brooke and take her head
Mhm.
to the commanding
Keep
officer
going. Listening.
because
Just grab it. So.
you're right. Obviously that's the big plan. Um, Barry and Benny are trying to form a plan where they're going to try and kill them all in an explosion. Uh, they Benny then sacrifices himself to turn into a zombie. So he's got a tear in his glove. He gets up, he puts his hand in the mouth of the zombie that's in the back of the ute. The zombie bites him. He turns into a zombie immediately. That allows Brooke to control him
What a
to
man.
help
What a
take
good
out the
man.
soldiers. Yeah.
He
I've
is.
got on my notes noble sacrifice.
Absolutely.
He kills two of the three soldiers, but then the captain kills him and shoots Brooke in the chest. So at this stage, we think Brooke's dead. Oh no, that's terrible. We liked Brooke, we liked Benny. Hopefully Barry can avenge them.
The captain's a great wanker, a very
Yeah.
efficient, dangerous wanker. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Yeah.
Mm.
Really well done.
So we think all is
Because
lost.
Barry's a big boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the captain convincingly takes him on. Convincingly. Yeah, but there
Yeah.
is a
It's a
size
good
difference
fight.
between them. It's a good fight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good
Yeah.
fight. But he's obviously outmatched.
Hmm.
So kills two, Kevin kills him. So Barry challenges him to a fist fight, ends up shot when the captain retrieves his pistol. After shooting a zombie, the captain's face is splattered with zombie blood, and Barry gets the matches that Benny was trying to get to him earlier and sets the
The
captain on fire.
flammable zombie blood. Yes. Right,
Yep.
just right in the face. I mean, like the captain doesn't even register the match or he doesn't take any notice. Yeah, I match, whatever.
No.
And then boom. Yeah. It's great.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So just before Barry can shoot him, Brooke gets up. She rises, pulls the bullet out of her chest, drops it on the ground, and then commands a horde of zombies to eat the captain alive.
Hmm?
Um, I
I
think
mean,
the
it's a
only
it's
dodge.
it's an up. You know what I mean? It's a
Yeah,
win.
yeah, yeah,
The situation's improved. I'd take that as a
yep.
positive. It's a silver
Oh,
lining.
100%.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah.
100% silver
Yeah.
lining. The only dodgy, or slightly dodgy makeup effect was the burn makeup on the captain. I think they worked better in small pieces. Like the zombie
Okay.
stuff was small pieces. This whole head appliance just looked a bit rubbery to me.
Yeah. Sure.
Um,
Sure. 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 Getting they didn't show it too much, so didn't worry too
yeah,
much. But yeah. Yeah. No. No. Yeah. I get you. It was a bit pink.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Just
Yeah.
a
It was a
little
bit
bit more
pink.
time on it probably would have been great. So he gets eaten alive, torn apart. Then we go to actually, did I have a note on the fight? I think I have a note on the fight as well. Oh yeah, there's a bit of a boomerang. Like there's one of the pieces of metal.
Thank you. I didn't want to forget about that. That was dope. Because it was
Yeah,
like a zigzag boomerang. Yeah, it was like two
yeah, yeah,
boomerangs in one, but made of metal and sharp as fuck. Yeah, great
yeah,
weapon
yeah. A little
for
bit of a callback to
Australian
Mad
apocalypse
Max.
film. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Zombie. I've got here boss fight. They appear to be evenly matched. Zombie blood is flammable. Dickhead. Now Sis is back up and running. So yeah. So now we
Um,
cut to.
So I'm just
Any
thinking about
thought?
Benny. No, just Benny. His lines. It's fine. Carry on, carry on.
Ah, Benny's amazing.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah,
want to
yeah,
see I want to see a buddy cop film with Benny and
Mhm.
Rangy from Necrotronic.
Yeah. Oh, hell yes. That's an
Yeah.
absolute yes. Patent. We're signing
Uh,
them.
yeah, yeah. All right, so Barry and Brooke are back on the road and they come across the lab truck again. They ask the soldiers what they have in the back of the truck. Soldiers refuse to answer, and then Brooke commands a new huge group of zombies to attack them and tear them apart. Roll to credits.
Mhm. Yeah, it's cool. It's cool. And the way Brooke calls the zombies, the way they're shot and shown is really, yeah, really dope. It's again, there's nothing cringe in this film. I mean, it
No,
goes all the way,
yeah, they
but then pulls
dance.
off just in time.
Yeah, they
Just yeah.
dance to the edge and then pull back. It's
Mm,
really good.
yeah,
The
yeah.
writing is so tight. The cinematography is amazing. The sound design is amazing. The only
Hmm.
thing that I think that lets this film down, which becomes a feature, I think, and makes it better, but it does let it down a little bit, is obviously it's very cheaply produced. So a lot of the props look cheap.
Oh
Um,
yeah, yeah. They
they
had
they
no
they have
money. They had
limited
no
locations.
money. Yeah,
Yeah. But you can see
yeah,
every cent on screen. It's great.
yeah, yeah.
But yeah, that brings us to the end of the narrative.
It does.
Um,
Yeah, I know what you're saying because there was the second one, which we are doing, children. Yes, I'm
we'll
going to
cover.
be covering that one next. Yeah.
Yeah.
In terms of the Australian horror series, we're just going to get both of them done. There was going to be a
Yeah.
TV series. Sadly, it didn't happen. Check out the teaser for it, Chronicles of the Dead
Yeah.
Baron, to confirm. Yep.
Chronicles of the Dead. Yeah.
It's
Correct.
on YouTube. Yeah, check that
Yeah.
out. And if you can buy, like physical media pertaining to Wyrmwood, all
Yeah.
things Wyrmwood, yeah, do so because it goes towards a third film because they want to do
Yeah.
it still. They're ready to go. They just need the dinero, the money. Yeah, just yeah,
Look, honestly,
put that
I
there.
bought Wyrmwood. I bought Wyrmwood
Yeah,
2. I bought
well
Necrotronic
done.
on DVD. I'm gonna buy Sting on DVD.
Mhm. Yeah,
These guys are amazing. I want to see them make more films, and I'd like to support them.
yeah. Yeah, because this movie is fun.
Yep,
Yeah, and if we can have
100%.
more movies happening around here where we live, yeah,
Mm,
of course we want it
that'd
to
be
happen.
great.
Of course we
Roche
want it to
Roche
happen.
Turners, Roche Turners. If you happen to be watching, both Mr. Popcorn and I are actors, and I
Yeah,
would be happy to be in a Roche Turner film.
yeah, 1,000%.
Yep,
Yeah, and if you want to come on and talk about just to spread
yep,
the word, yeah, absolutely.
yeah. Please, we'd be
Uh,
happy to have you.
so on,
So yeah, so
yeah,
yeah, go on.
ratings.
Yeah, ratings. Why not?
Yeah,
Look, it gets a strong 4.5 from me.
okay, yeah, 4 from me.
Yeah,
But yeah, it's delicious.
yeah.
Yeah,
Mine's delicious on the way to evil. Yeah,
yeah, yours is like fucking scrummy.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, you know what I mean.
yeah,
You know that word is
yeah.
for
It's
delicious.
good.
It's old. It's a bit
Yeah.
old, but yeah, scrummy. Yeah, no, this movie is great. Definitely watch it on Stan. Everywhere
Yeah,
else, just Google it, figure it out. But it is worth watching if you want a sense of Queensland in Australia. For my American Gimmick Gang and other podcasters out there that I've podcasted with,
yeah,
if you've ever wondered about the outback, well, not the outback, the wilderness, the bushland that is around me, because I'm not in the outback, this movie is a great example of it because it's all set within it. Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
No,
yeah,
it's
yeah. Because
amazing.
this is Mount Tambourine and shit, pretty much. I'm thinking, on the way to Toowoomba, going
It it
towards New South
looks it
Wales,
looks
is
like that
it?
sort of area. Yeah,
Yeah.
it looks like that sort of area for sure.
I reckon. I
I'm sure
reckon.
someone,
Yeah.
I'm sure if the Roche Turners would like to come on, they could tell us exactly where it is. We'd be happy
Yes.
to hear it.
Yes. Come and tell me that I'm wrong, please.
So yeah, no.
Yeah.
Now there is a sequel, folks. Wormwood Apocalypse. The story in that film takes off immediately, or sorry, almost immediately from the end of this one.
Mhm.
There's obviously a little bit of time between the two. There's a couple of characters get introduced at the start that we will follow through the second movie. But yeah, I watched both today. I had a misunderstanding with Mr. Popcorn about which film we were doing, and then realized today, just as before we were recording, it's like, oh, I watched the wrong movie. So yeah, so now I saw both today.
But it turned out well because I was messaging at the same time, children, the Baron saying that we should cover Apocalypse. Why not? So
Yeah,
there
yeah,
we
yeah,
go. Yeah, so that will
really
be
good.
on its way, on its way.
Yeah,
Uh
yeah. There's some nice additions in that which people will enjoy. Sorry, I have my cat here, and he's being
um,
annoying. What do you want?
please
You've been fed.
attend to the cat,
You
the
don't want anything? Okay.
the Majesty.
All right, fine. Yeah, yeah.
Cat's
So
name,
yes,
may we know?
Sicarius.
Oh, fancy.
Yeah, yeah,
Very fancy.
yeah, yeah. It's if anyone out there is a follower of Terry Pratchett, he has a book called the Unadulterated Cat, and you're supposed to name your cat something that you don't mind shouting in an empty park at 3 o'clock in the morning. Um, so yeah,
Yeah, good point.
I wouldn't mind that.
Very good
I wouldn't
point.
be embarrassed to shout that name.
Yeah, very good point.
Yeah.
Hmm. Fluffy muffins.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want one
Who
of
knows what
those.
could happen?
No. Yeah, yeah.
Um, are you excited about seeing any of the horror movies that are imminent, such as Maxine,
Yes.
Long Legs?
I do want to see Long Legs. The trailer for that
Yeah,
looks amazing.
I very much want to see Long Legs. That's my,
Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
most anticipated. What else am I thinking of that? There was Long Leg. What was the other one? It's gone. Yeah, let's not create dead air of me trying to remember. Should we
Well,
do
let's have a look.
shout outs and that sort of thing? What do you reckon?
Yeah, sure. All right, hang on, let me have a look here. So we've got
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
I'm
Mm.
really looking forward to the new Nosferatu.
Yeah, that's on its way. Yes, yes. Yeah, that's up there. That's up there for yes. Have you seen the trailer?
Oh, yes.
What did you
Yeah,
think?
yeah, yeah. I really enjoyed it. The trailer's amazing. I love the fact that
Yeah.
they've got the account all locked back from Shadows of the Vampire to play what I'm guessing is Van Helsing.
Mhm.
Um,
Yeah.
so yes, I'm
Yeah.
looking forward to Terrifier 3.
Absolutely.
And I'm
Absolutely.
kind of looking forward to Trap, which is the new
Yeah.
Shyamalama Ding
Shamalama
Dong.
Ding Dong.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah. There's got to be another twist. If you've seen the trailer,
yeah,
there's got to be
yeah.
another twist because
Or
otherwise, what
what
the
if the
hell?
twist is there's no twist?
Then he needs to stop making movies
Yeah, yeah.
because
I
he's gone
agree.
insane by
I
that
agree.
point. Yeah, yeah.
Yes. All right. So we'll shout outs. I will go first. I would like to shout out. If you're in the north of Queensland, I will be coming up in September to do the North Australian Festival of Arts again for Improv Queensland. We'll be doing our theatre sports show up there for that. I am currently working on a show for Improv Queensland called Space Patrol, which is an improvised Star Trek style show, which will be a lot of fun. I'd like to shout out, I've got a podcast. It's called Evil Popcorn. But that's about me for the moment. As always, Act React and Queensland Ghostbusters, Rebel Legion for sure. But yeah, Mr. Popcorn.
Excellent. Yes, I'd like to shout out Evil Popcorn. You should follow Evil Popcorn
You
on
should.
Facebook and Instagram and also on YouTube. Yes, thank you very much for the YouTube views of recent. Yes,
Yeah.
we are growing. It's very exciting and very cool to see.
Yeah.
Yes, and shout out to Evil Corp, shout out to Hold Fast
Mhm.
Public Relations. The movies are coming. We get
Yep.
a little sidetracked, but they are coming. Don't worry, we're going to cover them all. And yeah, and also Escape Manor. Yes, come along and check
Yep.
us out there, and we'll lock you in a room, and you'll try and get out. Now,
What sort of themes have you got at the Escape Manager?
yeah,
What are the
yeah, yeah,
themes
because
of
we
the
haven't
rooms?
really gone into any detail really with Escape Man, and they
Yeah.
deserve detail.
Yeah.
Okay, so and escape rooms are very popular here in Brisbane. Uh, okay, so all of them have macabre underlining to outright horror with their themes. Yeah. So you would start off with the Magician's Secret. That's what we would give to the kids and the families there on a Sunday, that sort of thing. And it's an illusionist, showroom out the back practicing magic, yeah, changing room, etc. And you've got to reveal her secret. Her name is Madame Claudette. Then you have Death Row. That's Prison Break in a nutshell. Wine Cellar. There's
Sure.
Madame Bradford. She's a evil winemaker of the elite. Yes, and basically you've got to find enough evidence before she comes back, gets caught in the act, and drains your blood, drinks your throat.
Sure.
You've got the covenant making you make a covenant, you make a contract with an evil lawyer. Yes. No real cigars for figuring out that, who that is. And you have Asylum, a 1950s asylum, very popular, our
Yeah.
oldest room. And then, of course, leaving it to last and best, Cabin 13, which is a haunted attraction meets an
Mm.
escape room. It's very reminiscent of Evil Dead, I would say, 2, because it's also fun. It's spooky
Okay.
more than horror. But there's some fantastic jump scares for those who really want to get the heart pumping, though, as well. Yeah,
Nice.
depends who's in the chair, what you ask for, but it's the best room by far. Canadian company. And yeah, and it's rated on as a travel guide. It's one of the primary, when you're traveling, look to where to go books. I'm not sure if it's travel guide something, yeah. It's
Yeah.
been in the top 10 experiences of the world for about past 3 years. Yes.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah. And that's basically the lonely planet of now there, Baron. You know what I mean when I refer
Okay.
to that
Yeah,
book.
I
Yes.
do indeed. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, 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 yeah. So it's doing well, and it's a good thing. And if you like from spooky to horror and escape rooms, and we have a very nice comfy lounge where you can just play Jenga and Guess Who. And other such, cool retro games. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's Escape Manor. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
did a really nice escape
Gosh.
room in Townsville that was uh Silence of the Lambs themed,
That's cool. Yeah.
which is
Yeah,
pretty
that's
cool.
cool.
So yeah.
Yeah. That's why I'm looking forward to Long Legs as well, because there's a lot of kind of murmurings of this potentially to be the new Silence of the Lambs for this
Nice.
generation.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And because it's I don't know if I've said it before, I'll say it again. Their children, Sos Perkins, who did Gretel und Hansel, the Blackcoat's daughter, and I am the last pretty thing left in the house. Very arty, dark, spooky horror. Yeah, aesthetically
Okay. Nice.
amazing and just really slow and creepy, but the payoffs are great. And the cool thing, Baron, I don't know if I've mentioned before, he is the son of Norman Bates, Anthony Perkins.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, which is real cool.
That's cool. That's
Yeah,
cool.
yeah, and Long Legs has been getting 100% on Rotten Tomatoes. Seen some of the reactions, and it's not like the Blair Witch kind of. And so it's the most scariest movie of all time because someone reacted to a jump scare. No, it's none of that.
Yeah.
This is people looking
Nice.
really seriously, kind of. Ooh. Apparently, Nicolas Cage is on a new level, Baron.
Oh,
Nicolas
okay.
Cage is on a new level with this one.
He's really good in Renfield as Dracula.
Is he?
Yeah, yeah. Well,
Okay, so yeah,
the
I
the
can see you
story
enjoy that. Yeah, cool.
the story that I heard
Mm,
is Nicolas Cage has made it a standing order with his agent that anytime there is a Dracula film being made, he is to be put forward as Dracula.
fantastic.
So if have
Fantastic.
you seen Renfield?
No, I haven't. Yeah,
Okay.
worth
He
watching.
go he I
As
look, I thoroughly
pop
enjoyed it.
a popcorn
Um,
movie, I reckon. Yeah.
Yeah, oh,
Yeah,
100%.
yeah,
But
yeah,
Nicolas
yeah.
Cage goes through about five different versions of Dracula, the sort of the physicality of Dracula, like from Nosferatu to Francis Ford Coppola's to the one you see in the trailers. So there's this beautiful history of Dracula that he portrays.
Like a
But
cinematic history, yeah. Yeah, 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 I'm
yeah,
with you. Yeah, cool.
there's Lugosi, there's Francis Ford Coppola's There's Nosferatu. But the
Okay.
thing that I really
Okay.
like about the film is Nicholas Hoult is in a relationship movie where he's getting out of a toxic relationship.
Yeah.
Aquafina is in a buddy cop film where she's fighting the drug lords. And
Okay.
Dracula is in a vampire film, and it is amazingly done.
Okay. All right. All right. Now you've convinced me to check it out.
Mm.
Like sincerely, you've convinced me to check it out. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Cool. I may watch it tonight, actually.
Yeah. So good. It's fun. It's never going to be a gore
No, 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 no. I picked
classic.
that up when I saw the trailer and the martial arts scenes.
Mm.
Yeah.
Oh, there is a lot of dead bodies and a lot of blood in it, but it's not over the top.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's some elements that you go, that's cool, but it's not the theme throughout.
Okay. Okay. So the trailer made it look like that, but this is a trailer. I know what the words that are coming out of my mouth and how they sound with trailers.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
just relaying back the experience. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. All right. I'll definitely check
Awesome.
it out. I do
Well,
like
that
the
brings us
Cage.
neatly
He's
to
my
the-
favorite. He's my favorite worst actor
He's
by
so
far.
good. He's so
And I say
good.
that with all, good intent in
Yeah.
life. Yeah.
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 He was really good as Ghost Rider. I thought the Ghost Rider films were good.
Oh, some roles he is amazing when he lands in a role, but he's just such a chaotic nebula as not a human. He's like an entity.
Yeah. He's a Muppet.
He's like
a live action Muppet.
a floating experience that you just collide with, and suddenly he's in your movies. And he's just, he's omnipresent at the moment. Like, I don't know how many movies he's done in the past 10 years. Like 100, because they're just coming out and out and out. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not complaining.
Yeah.
Not complaining. And
No.
and if he pulls off long legs to the point where he's actually disturbing people, not just alarming them, startling them, then yeah, I'm in. Yeah.
And of course, Willy's Wonderland, which was really good. So yeah.
That was a movie.
Yeah, it was.
That was a movie.
All right. Well, shall we bring this creaky little thing to an end?
We shall. But it was a pleasure. It was a pleasure, Baron. Pleasure, children.
And to you as well, and to the other children.
I have been keeping it bloody. Of course, yes, Mr. Popcorn. And I look forward to doing the apocalypse and following Queen Brooke once more into the bush. Yeah, the bushland.
This has been the Baron, also bowing at the altar of Queen Brooke. Go to bed, children, because that's what I'm going to do now, because it's a school night.
I should go to bed as well. Yeah, at this stage, Jesus, just go to sleep, Jay. It's done.
It's done.
Whoa.